Instant. It went up on YouTube. It went up on Twitch. Man, it's been like 10 seconds. We're about to have people up in here. Sportscaster is loading up hopefully any second now. And then we will be good to go. There goes Sportscaster. Cool. Pulling up Sportscaster app on my phone now. We have a showdown slate tonight between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. It's in New York. The spread is now moved in favor of the Patriots. More money coming in. 10-point favorites for New England tonight on the road. A little bit of an extended bye for New England. Last playing on Thursday night. So, our extended mini bye. I'm going to let people hop on in here. I'm sure the link has not gone out yet. I'll let people hop on in, and then we'll see what the chat is doing. Cool. All right, cool. We're up on Sportscast. We got people in there. Twitch and YouTube seem to be good to go. I am just waiting for the link, and there it is. Cool. So we are live right now. We're live on all platforms. And yeah, I do think that this is a bad slate. What's going on? Hey, let's do this. What's up? Who's that one dude tonight, says Chris Thorne. I don't know. We'll get into it. Right now, it does not seem that... I'm trying to see. It seems like there's. What's up, Sal? It's a terrible slate. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm gonna let people funnel in here little by little. What's up, Sal? It's a terrible slate. I agree. Yep. Good evening. I just have to make sure that everything is good to go. Yeah, everything seems good to go on my end. Cool. Did the link go out? Did everybody get the link in terms of that I just went live? Because I think that we should be good. We're about 10 minutes early. Usually going about 6:30. So I'm just gonna wait for people to file in here a little bit. Seems like right now, got it. You got it. Okay, good. Because some people, we did. I'm here. Cool. Somebody says yes. Cool. Yeah. So, let's get into the slate. I'll let people kind of file in. If somebody can keep track of letting me know how many people are watching. Yeah. You get a Monday night slate tonight. Sup, Sal? Hope you had a great day so far. I've had a very busy and good day. Thank you, Rhino. Thank you. Appreciate that over there. Very busy day. Mondays is the biggest content day by far in terms of the stuff that I do, especially with the NBA starting, adding a video to that. By far the biggest. What's up, everybody? Here we go. People are finally piling in now. I was getting worried that the link didn't go out properly, but now we got people hopping on in. I'll let people get in here. Who are your top 4 captains tonight? Cool. Let me go up on this now. Now that we're all live and locked and loaded. Who are my top 4 captains? Yeah, so I don't really like this slate. I'm not playing the 50 lineups or so that I have been playing on previous slates. My stance, as it has been, is I just, for the most part, will fade an $11,600 quarterback in Tom Brady. But on this slate, where there's not that many expensive players at all, right? There's nobody in the 10K range, barely anybody in the 9K range with Bell on the low end and Darnold. So, like, playing Brady today makes sense, right? Like, fading him, you're not getting that much of a pricing advantage because there's not expensive players on this slate. There's not like the Dallas slate where there's 4 or 5 guys touching that 5-figure or 5-digit range. So, I don't really like the slate. Like, I don't see that normal edge in terms of fading a guy like Brady on this slate because the salaries... Yes, he's very restrictive, so I think if I do play, and I play a couple lineups, maybe 3 or 4, I'm not going to have any Brady, but the salaries aren't as restrictive in terms of getting to him and feeling okay about it. How about those Packers yesterday? Yeah, man. Yeah, Rodgers had a fantastic day. Obviously, a perfect passer rating, some insanely good throws, but his wide receivers and running backs helped him out. I mean, like his first, and I'm a Packers fan, so I'm not discrediting him at all. He was fantastic. MVS running for like an 80-yard touchdown on just a little crossing route. His first, 10 out of his 13 completions, which are running backs to start. But what are you going to do? You give what the defense gives you, or you take what the defense gives you. I'm doing about 6 lineups. I like the under tonight, so not going to play any QBs in a couple. That seems fair. That seems very fair. Don't like the health tonight. The health, yeah, everybody's injured. Evening, sir. Good evening. What do you think about White as a captain? Yeah, I think White's a fine captain. He's going to be like a de facto receiver tonight, as he usually is when he's on the field, but I think White's a fine captain. I want to see what these inactives look like if Damian Harris is going to suit up, because that does throw a wrench into things. You the man, Sal. No, you're the man. I'm battling the New England wide receivers tonight. You're battling. Uh-oh. In terms of like a season long, that Carr fumble changed the entire game. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Derek Carr fumbling out of the back of the end zone. They probably end up, taking the lead there, was it? Or I think they would have taken the lead, right? I have season tickets if you ever want to go. You have season tickets to the Packers? Stop, man. No, you don't. You from Green Bay? Those things, my father put me on a waiting list for season tickets when I was 3 years old because the waiting list is 55 years or whatever, something crazy. I think it's more than that now. If you're offering me free season tickets to the Packers, yeah, I'll find a way to get there. In the negative weather. I don't know if that's serious or not. you gonna try and abduct me? What's happening here? I feel like that might actually happen. Maybe not. I don't know. It's risky, but not putting in Edelman. Yeah, I mean, look, I think Edelman's a fantastic play. I know what his upside is. Hey, thank you for following me over on Sportscaster, my man. Gifted you a foam finger, Dakota. Thank you. I really appreciate that. $100 or 100 is a foam finger. 100 tickets. 100 Sportscaster cheers, whatever their the proper name is for them over there. How many people are watching? I appreciate that. It's 1,000 years. Yeah. Is it actually 1,000 years? I knew my dad told me, like, when I was very young, he's like, yeah, the waiting list will be your lifetime. And then I just thought that was like 50 years. Do you like Brandon Bolden tonight for super cheap? If Damian Harris is active, no. If Damian Harris isn't active, not really. He's not super cheap anymore. Like, his price tag has come up. Brandon Bolden only seems attractive if you look at his game logs because he's scoring a short touchdown a game. But if Brandon Bolden gets you 6 points tonight at 3,200, that's not a lock to win you the slate. Nowhere near it. Like, the kickers are in the same price range, and if they got you 6, you probably wouldn't win it. So Bolden's price point's too much for me now. If he was still 1,800, 1,400, yeah, but he's 3,200. Like, your kickers are probably gonna have more upside than him unless there's an injury. Edelman's listed as questionable. What do you think? Yeah, he's just been battling injury. I don't think it's anything major. The Patriots are one of the more conservative in teams in terms of they'll list every single player as questionable going into a game. They always do it. Generational man, my grandfather. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool that you actually have tickets to Lambeau. I've never been to Lambeau. I've seen a couple of away games, one in Buffalo where Rodgers had his worst game of his life, and then I've been to one against the Giants. That was it. 150 are watching. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the updates. Thank you. Captain choice. Yeah, so I haven't made a single lineup. I don't have any entries in. I'm sure I'll get them in after this. I've been doing crunches, but I'm not playing a ton of lineups. I don't like what I'm getting. You don't have to play every slate. You don't have to play every Showdown slate. That's for damn sure, especially with the NBA starting tomorrow. 2-game slate, terrible. But Wednesday, big slate. I'll be breaking it down with Josh Engelman on Awesome on Wednesday morning. But yeah, man, it's a bad slate that I still think my strategy is to not play Brady. Somebody tried to get into my comments earlier and go, the Patriots have needed Brady on every single one of their Showdown slates ever. I mean, I went back. Super Bowl, no, they didn't. Last year, twice, no, they didn't. So it's clearly not true. And also, was he 11,600 in all those matchups? Not a single one. I like Crowder. Yeah, I think Crowder's fine. I think Crowder's he's a reasonable price, Jamison Crowder today at $7,000. But I wish it was like a $6,200 price tag. Like, he's a reasonable price at $7,000 for what he can do tonight. But more times than not, Crowder gets you 5 catches for like 55 yards. And at $7,000, the 10 fantasy points, probably not needed, maybe. Obviously, you can do better than that. You could also do worse. But that's like his median projection, 5 catches for 50 yards, more times than not for Crowder on like 7 targets, 8 targets. Jacoby Myers or Dorsett, knowing the Myers was the unguardable in preseason. Now he's probably going to play wide receiver 3 sets. Yeah, Jacoby Myers will play in the slot tonight primarily. Edelman, people, obviously, he's a slot wide receiver, but Edelman's going to get pushed to the outside a lot. That's what happened last week. Jacoby Myers will stay in the slot. I prefer Dorsett over Jacoby Myers, personally. I know there's a price difference there, but it's not that much. Jacoby Myers, he ran a ton of routes out of the slot, which is beneficial, but that'll be the toughest matchup against Brian Poole, who has been the best cornerback for the Jets in the slot this season. What will Nugent get? He's going to project out for like 8.5 fantasy points as a projection. What will he get? I mean, we'll find out in like 3 hours, but that's what his projection will probably be. Hate NBA. Doesn't have Zion. Yeah, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Crazy, right? Love the NBA, though. NBA DFS is fantastic. Do not lose your heads tomorrow night in playing the 2-game slate and going crazy. It's a 2-game slate. It's highly variant, like a Showdown. Just even if it is NBA and more projectable, wait till the Wednesday slate when it's going to be fantastic. Will I play tomorrow? Yeah. I'm not going to have a ton down, especially not in cash. Are you feeling the Patriots defense? Actually, let me update some of these things on here because I updated these a little bit as the day went on, obviously making these very early in the morning. Let me update these a little bit here. These guys are all still there. I think that's okay. He's now a yes for me after looking into some things. They're now a no, even at their price point. I don't really want them. I'm just updating these a little bit. Sony Michel is a maybe. So there you go. That is the update for the most part. I think I feel good about that update. Now, again, the reason Brady's not a yes is price. If you're going to get to Edelman, which I prefer Edelman tonight, it's tougher to get to Brady, but you can still manage it. I'm having a fuzzy feeling about Griffin. Yeah, Ryan Griffin has ran, again, he had Luke Falk for most of the games. He's ran 123 routes this year, and he has 12.5 fantasy points. So every 10 routes he runs, he's getting about a fantasy point on the season. Again, it's a decent sample now of 123 routes. So with that being said, he'll project out more times than not for you for like 2 to 2.5 fantasy points. You need Ryan Griffin to score a touchdown. He's $1,400. He's cheap. He's more times than not going to catch 1 ball tonight at best. So you need him to score a touchdown. If you think that happens, there you go. Herndon's out, right? He came in doubtful. I expect him to be out. The inactives will come out very soon. Do you think the Patriots will shut down the run game, says David? I do. That doesn't mean that Le'Veon Bell's a bad play because of his receiving game work, and he's relatively cheap at 9,200, and he's going to get all the carries and all the goal line back or goal line work. But yeah, I think they do. They did the other week, right? And now they don't have one of their offensive linemen, a guard in Osmeli, and then they're not also going to have a fully healthy center in Khalil. He is going to be limited today. He's coming in questionable. Cool. I'm having a fuzzy. Oh, okay, we already said it. Is there merit to taking New England and Jets defense in the same lineup? Look, it's never going to pay off for you all that much or like fantastic in taking both defenses. This is a slate where it kind of works just because, look, the Patriots are an expensive defense in a good spot. I don't like them at their price point. Is there merit to doing it? I would say no. I think you're lowering your ceiling. But the Jets are cheap enough to where if they have a punt return or a punt block for a touchdown and score you 12 points, they probably need it at 28. And then if the Patriots do what they've been doing and get you a 25-plus score, yeah. But that being said, they're both very variant. I don't play two defenses in the same lineup personally. Let me get back to YouTube. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? I've never really thought about that. I don't know what the standard is for slot-type wide receivers. When it's all said and done, if the guy has, like, what? How many Super Bowl rings does Julian Edelman have? 3? Edelman has never scored on Monday night. What's the sample size on that? It's got to be decent. What is it, like 5 Monday night games in his career? Maybe more? Maybe like 7? Hey, Sal, defense is a captain option? I'm sure you're talking about the Patriots defense. It's just too much money. Like, if I can get James White or Dorsett or Crowder or even Michelle a little bit more expensive, but those type of players in the captain spot for pretty much the same price point as the Patriots defense, like the Patriots defense is going to be owned in the captain. You're not catching anybody off guard tonight. So it's something that is going to be a little bit more popular because of how good they've been performing. But we know it's very, first of all, their matchups have been fantastic. When the best quarterback that you faced for a full 4 quarters is Daniel Jones, a rookie quarterback, right? That's the best quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Who else did they face? Mason Rudolph, Josh Allen for half a game, then Matt Barkley, Colt McCoy. Like the best quarterback they face is Daniel Jones for 4 quarters, and he had no weapons. So, yeah, their defense is obviously going to look stout. Now you have a healthy Sam Darnold, who's no world beater, but I think he's by far the best quarterback they will have faced this season, and he's actually good in my opinion. And all those other quarterbacks are average to, or actually below average to bad. So yeah, the Patriots defense I think is a little overpriced. If they end up scoring a touchdown, it's because of variance. It's nothing else because of that. Like, yeah, you can predict pressure, especially when there's an offensive line being injured. But if they're going to keep scoring 2 defensive scores, man, this is just an outlier of a season already for them. It would be crazy. Is Le'Veon Bell worth a captain spot pick? You really need his passing game upside. Is he worth it? Yeah. The guy's going to play 90 snaps. He's probably going to see at least 6 targets, probably closer to 8. And he's going to touch the ball on the ground as long as the game stays close, or as long as it stays close for 10 to 12 times at a minimum. So when you have opportunities for Le'Veon Bell of like 16 as your floor, and then your obvious upside is like 28 to 30 if everything goes good for the Jets tonight, and he's hot in the passing game. So yeah, he's definitely a captain option. Is he the best one? No, he's expensive and has a terrible matchup with his offensive line hurt. But it's the best one in hindsight, right? Like at the end of the day, Bell can have 7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown and add in like 50 yards on the ground. Like he's that versatile. So there's a lot of opportunity for him. Bell and Crowder are my favorite Jets by far. We'll be fading both QBs in FanDuel. Yeah, I don't think you have to play a QB tonight. I don't. Like, Sam Darnold's line is banged up, and these, even though they haven't played anybody good, this Patriots secondary and pass rush is good, and their secondary is elite. Their wide receiver, or their cornerbacks, their top 4 cornerbacks are only allowing 120 about yards per game, all 4 of them on average a game. They're in man coverage, 120. Now, where does the other yardage come from? Well, the tight ends against linebackers and safeties, the running backs out of the backfield. But in man coverage, then, man, their guys are good. Now, again, they have not faced a single quality quarterback, but they've been very, very good. Thoughts on Myers for captain, New England wide receiver? Thanks, says Eric Johnson. Yeah, what's going on, Eric? How many people watching? Can somebody let me know? Thoughts on Myers? Not much interest. He'll run a ton of routes, but not for a captain for me. I think the kid's great. He balled out in the preseason. He balled out against third-string cornerbacks. He'll face Brian Poole, who is not a fantastic cornerback, but in terms of slot cornerbacks, Brian Poole is probably like top 5, top 6 this year, right around there. Who do you like on the Jets apart from Darnold, Bell, and Crowder? That's about it. I have the most interest in Bell because of his overall volume. Bell and Crowder. Crowder has a decent matchup. I think outside of those guys, Demaryius Thomas a little bit. The interest has increased in Demaryius Thomas because of the price point, but the matchup against Stephon Gilmore is obviously just absolutely brutal. Brutal. So that's about it for them. Last time you faded the Pats defense, LOL, somebody says. Yeah. Hey, I'll fade the Pats defense every single time when they're expensive, and it's a defense that is going to be 20% on the captain spot on that night. I get it. It was a fantastic matchup. That's the exact reason I faded it, because they came in as a defense at 70% ownership. Yeah, fantastic spot for them. It's still a good spot tonight with an injured offensive line. It's just not a spot that I want to continue to look at game logs and say, oop, this happened in the past. Their defense is going to score a touchdown or two tonight. No, like if people are actually going to do that and roster them at a high clip, your edge is not playing them. Will it work out the majority of the time? I think so, actually. Like, I think not playing a $7,200 Pats defense works out the majority of the time tonight, in my opinion, especially when they're priced around Crowder and James White at the same exact price points pretty much. Yeah, I do. And Dorsett for cheaper. Give us your best take on why Jakobi Meyers will be the best play in the slate. You want me to frame an opinion around that? So for beginners, I don't think he's by far the best play in the slate. I don't think he's anywhere near the best play in the slate. Jakobi Meyers, though, is relatively cheap. So here you go. Here's a take for you that I can kind of twist it a little bit. Jakobi Meyers is relatively cheap, right? He lit up the preseason. Now he's going to see he played 75% of the snaps in the slot. You like wide receivers coming out of the slot. The downside is he faces Brian Poole out of the slot, but they should move him around a lot. And this Patriots team, they rely on throwing to the running backs, throwing it short, right? And also to the middle of the field. Brady's average depth per target is not that deep, and there's no Josh Gordon. Dorsett is going to be banged up. So in terms of how you're going to move the ball, sure, Julian Edelman moves to the outside, but we know that Brady likes throwing it short. So James White, Jakobi Meyers should have some upside there. That's the take if you want it. Personally, though, I don't want it because I think Brian Poole is good enough, and I do think that Brady will favor Julian Edelman and or James White before Jakobi Meyers in the slot. The positionality is good for him coming out of the slot, be able to use both sides of the field if Brady's in trouble. He's easily there as a kind of a dump-off play if James White's not on the field for that. James White only plays 35% of the snaps. But I do prefer Dorsett, White, and Edelman above Jakobi Meyers tonight. Love the kid. He was great in the preseason. He should see more snaps. The injuries are going to give him an opportunity. It's just a pricing thing and the players around him tonight. Jakobi Meyers, for me, is $5,600, and honestly, it's a little bit too much. It seems cheap maybe because of the amount of routes he ran, but it's a little bit too much for what I would want to do on this slate. $1,000 more for Dorsett, more of a downfield target. I do kind of like that. Taking the so-called touts' advice muddles the waters. I've learned to trust my process. Don't need any help losing money. My guess is as good as anyone's. These YouTube guys are selling pipe dreams. Listen, guy. I ain't selling nobody any dreams. I'm coming on and doing what I love to do, providing in-depth research and analysis that I think is the highest quality, especially for free on YouTube. That's just my opinion on it. I put a lot of work in. You can call me a tout if you want. You can call me whatever you want. I think it's fine. I don't know if that's what the industry calls these and people who put out information. But yeah, no need to try and discredit me for selling a pipe dream to make free YouTube content. Pack that shit up, ship it out of here, guy. But I'm sure you'll win the $400,000 tonight, so mind me. Who do you have in the Niners? Who do you have in Niners versus Panthers? That's too much. That's next week. I'm not looking at anything about that. Not yet, at least. Sal, I faded Brady and Bell. You taking similar stands? ? I've yet to build a single lineup. If I build lineups, I'll probably fade Brady, but it doesn't seem as attractive as it did with the Chiefs and the Packers last week, only because the pricing was much tighter on those slates around the top range. There's only 2 top-priced players tonight, so it's very easy to get to Brady and see that working out. If Brady scores 18 fantasy points tonight, there's a good chance that's needed even at his price point because there's just so many other ways to make your lineup work. So, yes. How did you do on Sunday, Sal? So, my 3 maxes actually did fine. I had a lot of Darren Waller, which helped me out. The main thing for me was I chased too many qualifiers. So, in terms of 3 maxes, my 3 maxes profited. When you take into account qualifiers, I still was able to squeak by somehow without having the Marvin Jones and Chase Edmonds. But at the end of the day, those guys were low owned. So for the people, if you put all your money into the Millie Maker, yeah, you don't win a dime on that slate because the 1% owned is going to take in a ton of spots up for Chase Edmonds in terms of a 200,000 person field. When you're playing in the contest like I do, it's like a 1,000-person contest. Nobody's owning Chase Edmonds. I mean, sure, 1%, but not enough to make me not profit because I didn't play Edmonds or Aaron Rodgers or Marvin Jones. That's why I like those contests. So when low-owned guys go off, Sure, somebody's going to win the tournament. It won't be me, but I can at least still cash. Whereas in the Millie Maker, if those guys go off and I don't have them, it's a lottery. I'm not going to cash. It's as simple as that. 357 on YouTube. Okay, thank you. 40 on Twitch. Yeah, what's going on, Twitch? How's everybody doing over on Twitch? If you comment, I'll be able to see your comments, so make sure to get active on Twitch. I'll be able to see everything. I got Sportscaster up on my phone right now. Well, I did. I'm just putting it back up. Is Anderson going to be shadowed by Gilmore? No. Anderson's going to be covered by McCourty more. It's not going to be a shadow for any of them, but the majority of the time it will be McCourty. You have a max amount of salary that you will leave on the table in Showdowns. At least $1,000 I leave. That's just me. You don't have to. If I make lineups in Fantasy Cruncher, I set the max exposure or max lineup spent to $49,000. People sending me tips over on Sportscaster. Thank you. I appreciate it. People following me as well. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right. I'm going to make somebody who wants to be moderator tonight, because Mike and whoever else are the normal people are clearly not in here. So I want to make sure that any bots that come in here just get hit. So if you want to be a moderator, and I've seen your name before, let me know and I can make it to you. All you get to do is just ban people. There you go. Is Gunner still getting his fair share of snaps? Gunner is questionable tonight. He'll be the wide receiver 4. Fair share of snaps is, like 20%. But that's about it. Hey, Sal, leaving 1,100 on the table for cash tonight. Smart. Yeah, 1,100 is fine. Sal makes 0 promises. Yeah, Rah-Rah's coming out here saying I'm selling people pipe dreams. I'm like the exact opposite. If anything, I'm literally telling you I'm not playing this late. I've told people that Showdown slates are terrible. I tell people to play 3 max in single entry if you don't want to lose all your money in a big contest. But yeah, I'm selling pipe dreams. How about Bolden? I got him as my sleeper. No real interest there. Look, he's played like 12% of the snaps the last 2 weeks, and now his price point has come up, so no real sleeper there for me. You play Michelle and Brady Vulture's 2 rushing touchdowns. You don't play him and he rushes for 3 TDs, right? That's the way it goes, my man. Victor, Yankees fan. I feel your pain, my man. I feel your pain. Any thoughts on Aaron Rodgers tonight, says Evan. Yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers is the current, in my opinion, front runner for MVP, so you got to play him in the captain spot tonight. Nugent or Watson tonight? I like Watson there. I need 14 points in my fantasy football league from the Pats defense. It's going to happen. Hey, you got a good shot at it. What are your thoughts on Ben Watson? What is his great low value play? He is a good low value play for the price point. Yeah, I think Ben Watson is good. When you look into it, this Patriots team likes using tight ends. They like allowing them to run routes. Eric Tomlinson, the guy that they signed, a former Jet, former Giant, I believe as well. He's a blocking tight end. Eric Tomlinson has 16 receptions in 39 career games. Ben Watson will be the primary catching tight end tonight. Pass catching, I like that. Sal's the truth. Made me cash when someone was calling him a scam that day. Yeah, it's weird because there's like bots that come in like 3 at a time. It's just weird. I don't know what people do. They like get in a group message, we were saying the one night. Listen, Sal, don't listen to these haters. You do great work, and you don't even have to share it with us. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Sal, so how much exposure are you getting in theory? How much exposure of who, Chad? Sorry. Send me your question again. How much exposure of who? Is Ben Watson worth the flyer? I think so. Ben Jones Jr. and Jacoby yesterday in my league. Yeah, I played all 3 of my season-long leagues. A couple of close friends, one a sportscaster league, and then another one. I played Marvin Jones. He was on the bench in all 3. How do you run any better than that? Sal, love your show, and your content is awesome. Please stop telling us this is free. Technically, it's free, but YouTube charges for ads. You don't pay for YouTube. It's free. I get it. Oh, my views count for money. It's free for you. Who would you put Ryan Griffin in a lobby? No, I wouldn't have him in my player pool. I'll be moderator, says Muscles. Yeah, I got you. I'll make you moderator. There you go. 315 people watching. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know that. Let me make you moderator. I gotta find you. Where's your name? There it is. Bam. Let's get this. Add moderator. Bam. There you go. Hey. Zach Entry donates $5 to the channel. I charge $500 to be a moderator. Grown men begging to moderate. LOL. Says Big T DFS. Interesting name. Jets covered the spread tonight. Somebody says Michelle or White, Sal. Thanks. Yeah, I like White there. 528 people watching. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that. We have that many people watching right now. Wow. Yeah, I'll be here till about 7:20 or so. So let's hang out. What's the questions? Darnold playable? Yeah, Darnold's playable at that price point. Clearly scary, especially with the banged up offensive line against his defense. But he's at home. That's beneficial for sure. Home underdog, but home underdog that doesn't have a great total. It's a scary spot for him. How healthy is Dorsett? Not that healthy. It does not seem. Zach Gentry donates $5 to the channel. Hey, man, thank you. You got any questions? You just donated? That's very nice of you. Yeah, so we still have another week left of this initiative. Right now we have raised about $400 as a channel. I'll be donating to match that another $400, so about $800 for the GoFundMe link down below. I'll be having my parents actually are going to hand deliver. I'm going to hope to get a video of it to share with you people, but just a hand deliver a note to the family that was impacted by a death to just somebody within their family, a father, a son, a brother. So it was somebody who died in the mid-30s, left behind 2 toddler-aged daughters, and yeah, we're just going to raise some money. It's going to be a year anniversary come November. So that's just where all the donations are going this month. So thank you for all those donations so far. Thank you for the $5 donation, Zach Gentry. That reminded me of that. I hate everything about this matchup, and I hate the teams even more. Yeah, it's not a great spot. It's not a great spot. It doesn't seem like a really good spot. Any news under a set? We should have inactives in maybe 5 minutes, I think. 5 minutes. Sal, do you play Madden? I used to love playing Madden, especially with my cousin, but I ended up selling I had a PS4 and then or a PS3, then I got an Xbox One, and I ended up selling that like a year and a half ago. Just really to have more time to focus on other things. But I kind of want one now, just like a 30-minute game of Madden. It's a good mind taker offer, right? Dorsett or Thomas? I like Dorsett there. Did you talk about Chris Herndon if he starts? I doubt he starts. He's doubtful. But we'll talk about it if he does draw a start, but I doubt he starts tonight. Good luck tonight. Thank you. What's up, Sal? You're the man, bro. What's going on, Chris Hogan? Chris Hogan's in here. What's up, man? What's up? Edelman too pricey for captain and showdown? Yeah, I don't think he's too pricey. No, I don't think he is. Now, usually, you can get other people in there and have more salary, but a lot of these guys are cheap tonight. There's not a lot of 9K, not a lot of 10K. No 10K players at all right now. Watson isn't even available in FanDuel. Really? Ben Watson? Yeah, I know they signed him this past week. They re-signed him back. Wow. Fade Bell, question mark? You can. I don't really have a strong stance either way on that. What's your final score prediction? Says easy over from Osmo. What's up, man? Yeah, I don't really project scores. I really don't. I'm not gonna have an over/under bet or anything like that. I would lean the Patriots line if I was betting, but I'm not, so I really can't put too much behind that. Is Phil still a game time decision? Philip Dorsett? Yeah, I believe so. I feel Le'Veon shows up in prime time and is gonna want to go off against the Pats. Yeah, I agree. There's players that get up for these types of games. Tyreek, DeAndre Hopkins are like the 2 players that come to mind the most for me in terms of prime time games. Who gets up? Tyreek and Hopkins are like the 2 biggest ones. Usually wide receivers are the ones that have the best upside there, of course. They just have to beat one man, maybe sometimes 2. Yo, how crazy am I fading Edelman? Not too much. How much exposure would you put on Brady? Currently only have him in 2 of my lineups. If I was to play 50 lineups tonight, I would have... My strong stance on fading the quarterbacks over 11,500 has been specific to because there's other highly priced players in the slate. All you have really highly priced is Julian Edelman. You could fit Brady into your lineup, so that's what worries me. If Brady does score 20, there's a good chance he's needed. Whereas on other slates, if there's other playmakers and he scores 20, he might not be needed. So I don't know what my exposures on Brady would be. If I end up playing 5 lineups, I'll have 0 Brady, though. That's just the stance I'm going to take. What I think about playing Crowder, who will he be facing? Yeah, I like Crowder. He's going to face Jonathan Jones in the slot. He's their worst cornerback, but Jonathan Jones is actually good. So these cornerbacks have been very, very good for all 4 of them. Their top 4 cornerbacks have been fantastic for the Patriots. Jonathan Jones has been the quote-unquote worst, although he still has like a below quarterback rating against him, below 100. So yeah, I see 608 people watching. Thank you. Fading Bell, you really on that dope, somebody says. Wow. What's the number 1 play of the day? P.S. I will remember, somebody says. Number 1 play of the day? I don't really have a lock for the showdown slate. I think Edelman's a very good play. I think he's a very safe play to be in a winning lineup. Is it a lock? No, I don't think there's a number 1 play of the day. I like Edelman and James White on the top end. That shouldn't really surprise anybody. I think Ben Watson's a very good value play. I think you can play Le'Veon Bell. I'm not totally sold on him. I think both kickers are in play. I prefer Nugent, just more upside in his field goal props and overall point props. 7.5 is where those stand tonight. Sup, Sal? What's going on, Bama? What's up? Sal, been subscribed since August. Your content is great. Rivals my boy McLaurin from Sportslines. What's your opinion on Edelman as captain? I have Darnold, Watson, Jets, defense, and Le'Veon. Edelman as captain seems fine. Yeah, it seems fine. It's very easy to fit him tonight. Hope you're having a great day, Sal. Thanks for your research. Thank you, Magic. Appreciate that. Fade Brady before you fade Bro. Yeah, I would fade Brady before Bell. I agree with that, Anton. You don't play $3 showdowns, only single entries? No, this is for Sunday slate. If I play the showdown slate, it's just for the big 400K prize pool. Do you think the Cowboys will still win the Super Bowl? No, I never even said they would. I don't know what that is. Do I still think? No. At Sal, Do you know what ownership's looking like for the Jets? I'll look at like All Simone fan share after this, but I haven't looked yet. Sal, if wishes were fishes, would the world be an ocean? Yeah, probably. Probably. Is my boy Edelman playing tonight? Yeah, he'll play. He'll be fine. Patriots inactives are out. Hey, the inactives are out. I'm sure so many people are spamming in the comments. Not even spamming, just let me know in the comments right now. But let's just go to it. New England. Inactives. These are the... Oh, Henry Anderson's out. Chris Herndon is out. Henry Anderson being out is kind of important. This is interesting that the Patriots announced the Jets inactives. Interesting. Okay, so their offensive lineman's out. Osmelli, if I'm pronouncing that right. Henry Anderson being a defensive lineman, this helps. This helps the running backs. Henry Anderson's the second best, maybe the best run stopper on the team. Trent Cannon doesn't matter at all. None of these guys really matter outside of that. Kelvin Beachum, he's been out. Okay, cool. So really everything we were expecting. Anderson's out. He's out. Osmelli was pretty much ruled doubtful. And then the Patriots inactives, Matt LaCosse, Josh Gordon, Burkhead as we expected, Izzo as we expected. And Chung, yeah, okay. All these things add up. Everything is fine. White over Michelle. Michelle over White, says Antone. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I'm not too against that. I prefer White, but I think both are fine. Is Damian Harris not an inactive? Wait, am I reading this right? So this means Damian Harris is active? Somebody confirm on Twitter that Damian Harris is active? Because if that's the case, man, oh man, it's not a significant drop-off for Sony Michel, but it adds risk that was definitely not there. Like, Bolden was not going to take on the full workload. Damian Harris, you know what Bill Belichick and these Patriots do. Damian Harris, the rookie running back who had a really good preseason in camp, who's been inactive every single game because they have so much running back depth. If he's not inactive, I don't see him on this list. If he's not inactive, I think this means Damian Harris is going to suit up, and I think he sees snaps. Not enough to play him in Showdown for me, but enough to maybe impact Sony Michel's overall workload. Damian Harris is playing apparently, yeah. That makes me not want as much of Sony Michel. I don't think it's... Okay, so I don't want to overreact to this. Damian Harris being active with Rex Burkhead out. He wasn't active last week. Him being active this week, he's going to get it. He's going to get at least a touch, and there's maybe a little bit more there. You're a 10-point favorite on the road, sure, but if the Patriots get ahead at all, Damian Harris should step on the field. The kid was really good in the preseason. Any thoughts on Vincent Smith? Looks like Cannon will miss. No real interest in Vincent Smith. He's not really on the field, especially with all these guys healthy now. I love your show, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, Nathan. 5-man tourney, winner take all. Who do you put in the MVP, Sal? Probably Edelman. I don't really know too much, though, about that on FanDuel. What do you think the odds are both White and Michelle are both in the winning lineup tonight? Low. I think it's possible. I think it's better than people expect, but low. Love your show. Keep doing it. Thank you. Everyone here, Aaron Rodgers is the captain, just so you know, Travis says. Thank you. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is definitely the best captain option tonight. Without a doubt. Your favorite play is Aaron Rodgers tonight, right? Yeah, my man. Perfect pass rating. You got to go right back to him. LOL. Like the comment to the pipe dream guy. Love the chart. Good analysis, somebody says. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's fade mean? Fade means just not to play them as much as, like, the public is. The public being everybody else. 685 viewers. Hey, if you're watching this right now, I think we're like, have we hit 13,000 yet? We're like 10 away from 13,000 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button if you got any value, any. It's totally free. The red button. Take a second, hit it. Thank you so much. With Damian Harris actives, can you throw him into a couple lineups? Damian Harris is a wild card. Look, him being active does not mean he's going to have 15 carries. But can he have 6 and really impact like the Sony Michel upside instead of a 20-touch Sony Michel game? You're at 14 or 15. I think he can do that. And this is the one team out of any, the Patriots, that you think Jonas Gray game, just let Damian Harris do his thing. I don't want to overreact to it, but it is big news. Like, Burkhead didn't play last week and they didn't have Harris active. Like, you're making him active for a reason. Is Brandon Bolden inactive then? I imagine not. They want him on special teams more, so maybe they just pulled out another special teams player they don't really care about and made him inactive. I imagine maybe that's what they did. I guess the inactives are still up here. So who do we think that they made? Maybe Trent Cannon was the guy that they ended up. He was never active anyways. So I don't really know who the additional inactive was. Maybe one of these guys was playing on special teams more. And now Bolden will just take that spot. White and Michelle, he is active. He has. Love your show. Keep it up. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Damian Harris is active. You told my secret. Somebody says. Went with Darnold tonight over Brady. His price is too high. Hope it pays off. Yeah, I think I prefer Darnold over Brady slightly, but I'm not really thrilled about either of them. Just had endless pots at Olive Garden. It was amazing. Ugh, Olive Garden, yuck. Which defense would you choose, Jets or Patriots? Jets because of the price, but I don't want either. 725 live. Thank you. Who do you like more? Dorsett is active. Dorsett or Jacoby Myers? Dorsett. Sal, you setting any jet-heavy contrarian lineups tonight or all in on the Pats? I have 0 lineups set right now. I'm going to add some after this, but I'm not really too much in on... Yeah, I just got the update that he's active, Harris. I already know, but I just got it anyways. I don't really have any strong takes on being contrarian with the Jets tonight. I think that Le'Veon Bell is fine. I think that Darnold is not in a great spot, but his price point and his positionality as a quarterback makes him okay. Dorsett's maybe a little bit overpriced, but fine for the matchup against Jonathan Jones in the slot. He has the best matchup out of all the wide receivers. That's about it. That's about it. Watson or Nugent? Love your show, man. I like Watson there. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that. Just wondering if it's a thing where they don't have Harris inactive, so they just have him active. They don't need to have Harris inactive. Maybe. It could be. Yeah. Here's the thing. Damian Harris being active does not mean you just go and throw Damian Harris into your lineups. No. You're lucky if you get 4 carries out of Damian Harris tonight. What it does, though, is it increases the chances that a guy like Damian Harris, maybe he sees 6 carries and he takes all of those carries away from Sony Michel, right? That's what it does. It reduces a ceiling for Sony Michel in theory. In actuality, more times than not, it's not going to impact this game at all. I'm just saying, if he was inactive, you feel very confident with your Sony Michel lineups. Him being active, confidence drops down a tiny bit. Not enough to get me completely off of Sony Michel, but it's worth mentioning that this guy's not been active all year, and now he's active. Sal, locking in Damian Harris in all 20 lineups. Wish me luck. Yikes, Chad. Yeah, good luck. How much do you like Harris tonight? I'm not gonna have Harris. The reasoning for Harris being active is, one, I love the kid. I liked him in college, and I like what he did in preseason. But 2, it impacts Sony Michel. It does not impact Damian Harris all that much. But yeah, man, can Damian Harris have 10 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown? Yeah, he sure can. More times than not, he'll touch the ball 2-3 times. Dorsett is active? Yeah, he is. Is Harris a 3-down pass catching back? Yeah, he could be. He's more of a first and second down runner, but he could be. But he's not going to be that type of guy tonight. Harris would eliminate Brandon Bolden from my player pool. Brandon Bolden was already not in it at that price point. I would prefer Damian Harris over Brandon Bolden, but I had no interest in Brandon Bolden, so yeah. Sal, what do you anticipate Harris's ownership being? Non-existent. No. How many people in this chat say I put a Y for yes or an N for no? How many people in this chat who knew who Damian Harris was, or that there was an impact of him playing tonight before watching this? I imagine and be honest, I imagine the far majority no, right? And chances are it doesn't impact it, to be honest with you. It doesn't. I have Teddy Bruschi in my lineup. Somebody says, LOL. I see all the comments coming now because I imagine everybody's saying yes. Can you play White and Michelle in the same lineup? You can. I think it's a low chance of winning, of course, but you can. Definitely, there's a better chance than people expect. There goes the Olive Garden sponsorship. Somebody says, yeah, man, I'm not a big Olive Garden fan. I used to like it when I was a younger kid, and then I started having actual food and going there, and I was just like, this shit's just microwaved. You kidding me? Sal, do you think 2019's Joker movie comes out on Blu-ray before Christmas? What kind of question is that? It looks good. My cousin saw it. He said it was good. Don't sleep on Gunner. Edelman and Dorsett are still banged up. Gunner will still have his fair share of snaps. Yeah, Gunner will probably play 25% of the snaps, I think. Birdie or Edelman a captain? Edelman for me there. Michelle feels like a trap of the slate. He doesn't score, then you are screwed. Michelle's been playing very good and running a decent amount of routes. If you're getting 15 routes run out of Sony Michel, like you have been on average over the last 2 weeks, that's really good. But yeah, I agree. They're not giving him goal line work for some reason, getting vultured twice last week. But that's obviously not going to be something that stays consistent. He's not just automatically not getting goal line carries now. Michelle will probably be lower owned than White by a decent amount. Yeah, I would agree with that. He's more expensive than White and probably does not have as much appeal because of White's passing game work for people. Okay, so all the Y's and yeses all the Y's and N's are coming in now. So out of probably 50 people putting a Y or a yes, there's so far 4 that I see put a yes. So for the person who asked about Damian Harris's ownership tonight is going to be 1%, maybe. Watson is such a wild card. Yeah, I like Watson. He's going to have to be their only pass catching back or tight end, and they want to use tight ends in the pass catching game. In the receiving game. That does not mean it automatically slates him. 4,400 is probably expensive for Ben Watson, honestly. He probably needs a touchdown to pay that off. 3 catches for 30 yards. Not doing it for you from Ben Watson at 4,400. How do you feel Mosley? CJ Mosley, he's active, yes. Affect how New England attacks the defense? Not much. I mean, CJ Mosley's a good tackler. He's like an average run stopper, maybe a little bit above average. So it's just another player on the field. It's nothing. It's another good player on the defense. He's not shifting this slate really, right? He's not. CJ Mosley being active, it doesn't really affect my interest in Michelle or anything. The fact that Henry Anderson is out, a defensive lineman for the Jets, who's much better at stopping the run, as he should be on the defensive line, than CJ Mosley, a linebacker, that makes me like Sony Michel more. That makes me like these running backs more, right? Henry Anderson is a big piece of that run stop for the Jets. He's out for a second straight game. Draftkings is saying Damian Harris is inactive. Great. No, he's active. So if you want to play him, now he's going to be unowned because of that. Somebody says, guy's a stud. Pats fan here. What's going on, Joseph? He went to Bama. Everybody should know him. Yeah, they can remember him from Bama, but I doubt they remember where he is right now. I doubt that. Do you know where Eddie Lacy is right now? No, I'm kidding. Sal, you're a legend, says Tyler. Am I, though? No, you're a legend, man. I did. Yeah, Bama, I know you did. Bama knows his shit. Activated Harrison because White is gonna... Harris, not Harrison. Because White is going to be the number 2 wide receiver for New England tonight? No. There's a really good chance that White does play a lot of slot routes, so that's actually a good theory there. But I do think that just Brandon Bolden's going to get moved to special teams, not see any offensive snaps, and then Damian Harris will see like 10 snaps on offense more times than not tonight, or maybe they just let him go completely off the chain. People who watch your preseason content knew who Harris was, says Dylan. Hey, you're right. Somebody says, I have Harris in season long. What are you holding on to him in a 20-man league? Yikes. Hopefully it pays off. Sal, do you think Harris can see a red zone attempt? Yeah, I think he can see a red zone attempt. You think Robbie Anderson scores? He's sneaky. He's sneaky because of his matchup being terrible in the price point. So do I think he scores? I'll say he doesn't score. Projections I have say he doesn't score, but man, anything can happen. Touchdowns are so variant. And on a showdown slate, it gets even more variant. What's the new update? I see an update on Kerryon Johnson. He's expected to miss some time with a knee injury. For now, Johnson will be called week to week. So it seems like Kerryon is out for at least a week. Go get yourself some Ty Johnson in your season longs. People are going to say J.D. McKissick. I don't think so. Can you play Edelman, Dorsett, and White without Brady? Can you play Edelman, Dorsett, and White without Brady? What you need there is Brady to have like 0 touchdowns and all of those guys to have like 80 yards receiving in the game to stay very low scoring. Or you just need Sam Darnold. Yeah, you could play it. It's a showdown slate. You could play Edelman, Dorsett, and White without Brady. White can have rushing touchdowns, right? He can have that. And then you could also have Sam Darnold go for 20 points tonight and Brady score 24. And at that point, Brady's too expensive for the 4-point difference. So you can play those guys, on a one-game slate. There's paths for that working because of Brady's price point. If Brady was 9,600, I would be telling you if you're having 3 pass catchers, a running back who catches the ball, and 2 wide receivers, then yeah, you should be playing Brady. But at 11,600, it makes it tougher to have to need it, right? Gunner over Griffin. Yeah, I don't want any Griffin. If Gunner is active, which he is, I would prefer Gunner over Griffin because, I mean, his targets are going to be more downfield, and Griffin is just an absolute bum. Like, he was running routes, but he's terrible. I saw the Pats' red zone efficiency being near 50%, so I'm leaning Nugent. What do you think? I like Nugent tonight. Yeah, his prop is 7.5 on Vegas, so if his prop is 7.5 on Vegas and one of those field goals is a 40-yard attempt, like Vegas thinks that he's going to score around 8.5 fantasy points more times than not tonight. I like that. I like that for the price point. Obviously, that's a median projection, so if he ends up scoring you 10, even better, right? So, yeah, I think Nugent's fine tonight. FanDuel advice, any different, Nathan says? Yeah, I don't really play FanDuel, so for Showdown sites, it's going to be really different because they have a different format over there, but I really can't help, to be honest with you. Hey, Sal, heard you like Rodgers for your captain tonight. Yeah, of course. Definitely. Perfect passer rating on 31 attempts, 6 total touchdowns. Have to like him again tonight. The inactive for Harris on DK is from the Giants game. Yeah. Yep, they just haven't removed it yet, but he's active. White or Patriots defense? White for me. Julian, yeah, Edelman is playing. What do we got? Do we have to stack Brady with Edelman at captain? No, you don't. Edelman at captain is going to cost a lot of money. If you play Brady after that, you're going to really restrict your lineup. I don't think you have to. Harris over Myers, question mark? Not for me. Like, Harris is active, which is going to be fun if he does go off tonight at low ownership. So, yeah, get him in, like, one of your lineups if you really want to, but I don't think there's much upside there. At least he has lost somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Lions need to trade for Drake. Yeah, he's on the block, right? He's on the block. Any interest in Griffin at all? No, not for me. Myers is a good option, and not for me. I think Myers is the, like, 4th read on that offense at best. It's going to be Julian Edelman, James White, Philip Dorsett will be the top 3 guys that Brady looks for, and then Myers on most plays. Sal's great at responding to a bunch of other questions. That's what separates you from the other channels, dog. Keep it up, player. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, man. Conversation's cool. What do you think about Demaryius Thomas? Brutal matchup against Stephon Gilmore tonight. You'll have, because of the speed difference, you'll most likely have McCourty for the majority of the game. Is Bolden's not out? Nope. He's mainly a special teams player, Brandon Bolden, so he'll be mainly there tonight. But yeah, I think Demaryius Thomas matchup against Stephon Gilmore is clearly terrible. The price point for Demaryius Thomas, though, is good. It really comes down to, can he catch a jump ball touchdown or something like that? Patriots defense feels like a big trap. Yeah, I don't have any interest in them. Boston could hear Brady's going to lose tonight. Media is all over him. What do you mean media is all over him? What does that mean? Is Bolden active? Yeah, he's active. Bolden's a good flex play that gets some same volume as... No, he's not. He doesn't get the same volume. Bolden does not get anywhere near the same volume. Bolden gets 12% of the snaps, and now he's probably going to just play special teams tonight with Damian Harris active. If you want to be towards the top, fade Brady and GPPs. Yeah, I'm totally fading. I don't really want Brady. Sorry for all the repeats. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Dorsett scores more than Edelman, question mark. He has been scoring more than Edelman in terms of when he plays, right? So how many DFS players do you think came over from the poker world? I didn't. I know that that's like the narrative that they think alike, but I really have no poker background, so I really don't know. I don't know. Sal's the beast. Thanks. Adam donates $5 to the stream. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Appreciate that. He says, I need one running back and wide receiver under 10.5K total tonight. Edelman, Dorsett, Robbie Anderson, Crowder, Bell, Sony, White. You need one running back and one wide receiver. Give me White at 4.8, and then damn, that's really tough. I don't want Harris or Bolden. Give me White and probably Dorsett there. I know it leaves money on the table, but that's probably what I go to. I don't really want to pair Edelman with like Bolden tonight. So give me White and Dorsett there. Ben Watson, question mark? Yeah, I think Benjamin Watson's in play. You crazy. More red zone touches. You can fade if you want, my brother. More red zone touches. Man. Trying to take down a Sunday and Monday GPP. Appreciate the help. Yeah, no problem, man. That's where I would go. I like a Dorsett. And like with that salary cap that you have, I think it's a little bit restrictive. Like, can you wait? You can get to Dorsett and Le'Veon Bell. You said Le'Veon Bell and Dorsett doesn't fit. Le'Veon Bell and Crowder fits. I don't want that. I definitely want Dorsett there for the upside. And then the only other thing that fits is either Anderson or Crowder, and I think I prefer Anderson. I guess you can fit Dorsett and White over Crowder. Yeah, give me Dorsett and White. Wait, Brady is very frustrated with the Boston media? Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's interesting. Why are you discounting Patriots defense when they're the second highest scoring on average on the slate? That's exactly why. Because people are looking at the game logs and thinking that a defense, because they scored touchdowns in the past, is just automatically going to score 1 to 2 touchdowns every single night. The Patriots defense at $7,200 has to score you a touchdown to pay it off. They have to score you a touchdown. At $7,200, Patriots defense has to score you 12 plus fantasy points tonight. Probably closer to 15, based on the ownership that will be on them if you want to win a slate. They have to score you a touchdown tonight. I don't want to ever play a defense that at a price point of $7,200 has to score a touchdown. And not just a touchdown. Like if they have a punt return for a touchdown, it's only 6 points. Like they have to at least score you a touchdown tonight. If they have a pick six, yeah, that 8 points is probably going to propel them into a winning lineup. But even then, they still have to get to like 12 to 15 points to be needed, in my opinion, because they're not cheap. Like if tonight I told you that James White went for 8 fantasy points at the same price point, same range as Patriots defense, he wouldn't be in the winning lineup. If he went for 10, he probably still not in the winning lineup. You need like 12 plus. A kicker is 100% needed tonight. Yeah, I do like kickers tonight. Yes, Benjamin Watson, I think he's fine. I came from poker, says Tintin Poker. That's cool. Oh, that's why everybody's on Brady's case. No, it wasn't a commercial. I think it was on the new Netflix show coming out of whatever that. Yeah, I saw that thing with Brady, the whatever incident was. I don't think it was a commercial. Was it a commercial? Maybe it was. I thought it was some new Netflix show that he appeared in. All you guys fading Brady would be amazing. Yeah, it would be. It's probably more times than not the way to go. Picking all New England players is a good idea. You can't. You have to have at least one player from the other team. Your channel is legit, brother. Keep up the good work. Do you play more GPP or cash games? In NFL, I definitely play more GPP because it's just more variant. In NBA and WNBA, definitely WNBA play a lot of cash. In NBA, I'll be kind of balanced. I like playing cash in NBA, but I also obviously like tournaments. I want to have some sort of upside. So it's sort of it depends on the sport. Who are your sleeper picks? Not really any sleeper picks. Maybe Ben Watson will be lower owned. Is Benjamin Watson too touchdown dependent to be in a lineup without Brady? You don't need him in a lineup with Brady. He is touchdown dependent probably tonight at that price point. But yeah, are you fading Pat's D completely? I literally have 0 lineups right now, but if I was playing, I wouldn't have any Pat's D yet. Awesome content is always hopeful. That gets me to take. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if that helped. Let me know. Let me know how you finish off tonight. Is what you said. It was Sunday to Monday. Cool. Dorsett or Nugent? Dorsett for me. Any interest in Ryan Griffin? No interest in Ryan Griffin. Can you play Dorsett as a captain? How much does he play off an injury? Yeah, you have to see. Like, him being healthy, is people going to have FOMO from David Johnson yesterday not playing? I think Dorsett is captain viable. Yeah, he's a wide receiver that has clear upside down the field. He has had the ability to score 2 times, multiple times in his career in a game. So, yeah, I think so. The new Paul Rudd show. Yeah, that's what it was. We can get like 7 sacks tonight from the Patriots defense. Yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, you can play them. $7,200 defense that relies on a touchdown. If you get your 7 sacks or 7 fantasy points, that's not going to cut it. Oh, 860 people watching. Cool. Yeah, hit the subscribe button if you're still watching. It helps reach new people. I got like 5 more minutes left here. What are we, like an hour and 10 from lock, I think? Hour and 10? I've been watching you since you had less than 1,000 subscribers. I'm happy for you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, this is really fun. Now we're at, I think, almost 13,000. We might have hit it. I don't know. Wow, we got so many notifications on the Twitter. What is happening? 90 minutes before kickoff. It will be everywhere. What does this mean? Where do you find tonight's inactives? Oh, there we go. What is your best fantasy sport and favorite to play? Favorite to play is NBA, and then PGA is right after that. Best is probably NBA. I like NBA a lot. Especially when you're somebody, if you watch it very closely, like NBA is more projectable. So if you are paying a ton of attention and you know how injuries are impacting things, you can build a lot of good lineups because lineup construction matters in NBA more so probably than anywhere else. I get it. You don't need to stack as much, but everybody, or at least if you're paying attention, knows to stack. So lineup construction is interesting in that sense from MLB and NFL, but lineup construction for NBA, if you don't play often, there's so many fish that they don't know how good centers are and how good getting as many centers into your lineup is. Getting centers who also count as power forwards, getting small forwards, number 3 guards who will be playing a lot of 4 on the night. They'll play at the power forward spot, so getting them into your small forward spot. You want as many bigs in your lineup as possible. They just score so many points. Point guards too, because they have assist upside, obviously, and fast break potential and one potential, but definitely bigs is the most. $400,000 richer tonight, somebody says. Hope so. Hopefully. I hope you are. Do you do this for a living? Yeah, I do. Producing the content, not actually playing on Draftkings. I don't think many people do that for a living anymore. Very few, based on how just competitive Draftkings has gotten. I never have done that for a living, obviously. I'm just out of college. But yeah, content I do for a living. Yep. And it's awesome. It's like an 80-hour week job. Monday is by far the most work full day. I was up at 4:30 today, 5 I think. I don't know. But yeah, it was probably like 10 hours to 11 hours of content today in preparation. Subscribe, says Joseph. Thank you. But yeah, Nathan, I do this for a living. Yes, sir. Have not missed a day in about 370 days in terms of creating some piece of content for DFS. Sal, good tip on fading Mahomes last week, which is something you kept pushing. What's this week's top tip? Yeah, I mean, I only got lucky because Mahomes got injured. Maybe it's not needed anyways, but there's a good chance Mahomes was needed if he stayed healthy, in my opinion, probably. But at least he's healthy, and he's not going to be out for the year. That's good. My top tip tonight, it's probably the same thing. It's just I don't want Brady, and I don't want to pay for an overpriced defense. If the Patriots defense score another 18 points tonight, I really don't care. It's a showdown slate where I'll have like a handful of lineups in. And for the most part, that's the wrong play, in my opinion. I'm trying to make positive expected value decisions. It's really hard to try and do that and be able to judge that on a showdown slate. But I do think that a defense that is the same price point as 2 running backs on the slate and 2 wide receivers who I think have a lot more upside is the wrong decision. Win me another 20,000. So somebody, wow, you want 20,000? Nice. Ben Watson, Brady's loves tall red zone wide receivers. Yeah, I like Ben Watson. He's a tight end, but I mean, yeah, you can count him as a wide receiver. I like you, bro. I look forward to watching you this upcoming NBA season. I'm going to have to go contrarian with you and go heavy with the Pats defense tonight. That's fine, Russell. Yeah. all respect. Look. It's a showdown slate. You have to have your own stances, and you can't play everybody, right? Even if you're playing a ton of lineups, you still don't want to have a lot of exposure to a ton of people. So yeah, that's fine. Is Dorsett in play? Yeah, he's very much in play. What's your biggest win on DK, if you don't mind me asking? Mine is 1,500. Mine is 10,000. Yes, 10,000. That same day, yeah. 10,000 is my biggest tournament win. Is a 10,000 at first. Smaller field, smaller compared to like the 200,000. But yeah, 10,000. Yes. Stack C on fantasy draft equals win. Hey. Watching you since you were at Penn State. Quick question. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Jets defense or someone else in the 3.5K range? I'm below. Bolden is worth a shot. Bolden's not worth a shot, especially with Damian Harris active tonight. If you're that cheap and that's all the pricing you have and you don't want to move your money at all, then yeah, Jets defense. I don't think anybody else below 3,500 is worth rostering. Ryan Griffin, just because he runs some routes, but no real upside. Gunner will run. Gunner Olozowski's he's going to run like 10 routes tonight, but I think Jets defense has the most upside there. Process question, Sal. What site in general has the most reliable point and ownership projections? Numerous options out there. Ownership is either FanShare or Awesemo, in my opinion, from what I've used. Point projections. So when you have point projections, you use those as a way to put into an optimizer so that they differentiate it enough to give you different exposures when you set your rules. Relying on point projections to make your tournament lineups, the only thing it does for you is it identifies value. The difference between a guy scoring 16.5 and 16.8 in a point projection should not matter to you. All that matters to you is the value there and how it's indicating it, and then when it gets put into an optimizer, what it does for you. So in terms of like point projection sites, honestly, projections for the most part are all going to end up being right around the same, to be completely honest with you. Not like that they're just copying the sites, but when you project that you can only influence so many things in there, they're going to be very similar. It's what you do with those projections afterwards. When you put them into Fantasy Cruncher, how do you use randomness? How do you build your groups and stacks and all this stuff? Projections for NBA are very much, though, you can get those pinpointed. You can be very precise every single day, changing the point per minute if players are off the court, things like that. So in that case, for NBA, I personally do my own projections, so I don't use sites projections, so I really can't comment on that. For NFL, I use my own projections, so yeah, I don't know. I've used projection sites in the past. At the end of the day, for NFL, it's really what you do in the optimizers after that, not so much what they're actually doing for you. They'll identify value for cash lineups, but when it comes to GPPs, it's how they differentiate in your optimizers and your exposures is what the projections mainly will do for you. I win more in NBA. Do you play all formats in NBA? What does all formats mean? I don't like Showdown. I don't like small slates. Like tomorrow's 2-game slate, I don't really like. I play cash and I play tournaments, yes. Yes. Sal doesn't watch the games. This Patriots defense is no joke. No, you're wrong, Donald. I have watched every single game this year on the accelerated film that takes me about 7 to 8 minutes to watch. And I see every single play, no commercials. I don't have to watch the 2-yard runs that don't matter. I know this Patriots defense is legit. I literally have been stating that on almost every single one of my shows when they play. It is one of the best defenses through this many games in terms of all neutralizing stats, taking into strength of opponent. I literally have said in my video this morning, 120 yards for these 4 cornerbacks on the outside. They've been absolutely dominant. Gilmore and McCourty only giving up like mid-20s in yards per game. I know how good they are. Moving on. Thanks, Sal, my boy. No problem. You play Pats defense and you lose this. Anton and me are on like the same level tonight. I think that might mean one of us might win something. Usually Anton's against me, not in like a negative way, just like he has his own opinions, and I completely respect that. But yeah, we both like the Brady and we don't like Brady and the Patriots defense tonight. Sal, NBA soon. Can't wait for your breakdowns, brother. Yeah, my first breakdown's up. Go check it out. The first one's up for tomorrow already. So no chance Bolden Vulture's another TD. There's a chance. Very slim. But there's a chance. But even if he scores 6 points tonight, I don't think Brandon Bolden's in the winning lineup if he has 6 points for you. So even if he scores a 1-yard touchdown, I don't think it's needed. He's too expensive now. Hater alert, Donald. Come on, man. Sal has to watch some sort of games. Yeah, I watch every single game. Especially, I watch every single game this morning in about an hour and 15 minutes. Every single one of the ones from yesterday, about an hour and 15 minutes, and took notes on all of them. When you have accelerated film on 2x speed, it takes about 7 minutes to watch these games. That's it. 7. They'll filter out the commercials. They'll let me see every important penalty, injury, or play. They'll filter out every single incompletion. That doesn't matter where there's no penalty or no drop ball or misplay. Just straight up incompletions. And they'll let me filter out 2-yard runs that don't matter. And when you get that all down, it's about a 10-minute game. 100% fade. All right. I am going to bounce. I'll answer a couple more questions. Sal, your channel has been growing a lot more lately, question mark? Yeah, NFL season, it's about doubled. Yep, it's about double the NFL season, which was expected. How many to 13,000 subscribers? I'll let you know right now. Let me get it up. We might actually be there. We were like, I think we were like 20 away before I started this. Maybe I was completely wrong. How do you come up with your own projections? It's a very loaded question. For NFL, it's very much around pace and projecting pace and then projecting how many plays come from that. From NBA, it's very much around historical data, the pace, the Vegas odds, the defense versus position, the differential between projected points and their seasonal points, point per minute production, which is always changing, rebounding rates and assist rates and historical and how their matchup affects. It's a lot of stuff. That's like all the pieces to it, honestly, but telling you how to like put it together is something that took me hours. So it's tough to kind of say. I might have a course around it. We'll see. All right. I am about to end this stream. Seeing if there's anything else. Sal, love the content. Glad you're not like that clown, the fantasy football clownseller. I don't know who that is, but that was funny. 900 viewers. Cool. Same question. Where do you go to watch the accelerated films? Just go to the NFL YouTube channel. Go to the NFL YouTube channel. They're like 10 minutes, and then I just put them on 2x speed, and they're over in like 5 or 6 minutes. Harris was active last game versus the Jets and no snaps, so why not Bolden tonight? Was Burkhead playing in that game, though? So, all right, cool. How do you watch accelerated games? This is how you watch accelerated games. Ready? NFL scores. Let's do this. Also, if anybody wants, here, I'll post this in here. It'll last for an hour. If anybody wants $100 off the daily fantasy course for the people that like stayed this entire time, which is a pretty cool view, this is the link right there. It's $100 off. I'm going to make an NBA one. I'm working on it now, or I'm going to be starting working on it now. It might take me a couple weeks or maybe a little bit longer, but I'm going to try and get out as fast as possible. So, this is how you do it. Ready? Google. Can't even type in Google. NFL scores. NFL scores. There we go. Very simple. Oh, the Packers one. It's a 13-minute video right here. Game recap. And then all I do is I go here, settings, and I go playback speed and 2x, and there you go. Only the plays that matter. They'll show you like a 5-yard run if it's a first down. You get to see that. They just won't show you the negative 1-yard run or the 0-yard run. Right? Play action, bomb, decent pass. You'll see all the plays that matter. All the penalties that matter, all the injuries that matter. You don't miss a single thing that actually matters. Okay, cool. Thanks for the links. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Don't disregard the Bolden price. Okay. Any chance if by NBA, Patreon, we can get NFL for the rest of the year? I can't set it up that way. Patreon is just on a monthly basis. I wish I can do different plans, but it's right now mid-season with all the patrons that we have. It doesn't make sense for me to try and create my own website. It just doesn't. It would be more expensive and just more difficult and more headaches. It would give me a lot more control. But right now is not the time for me to be making that move in terms of gaining that control. It's very easy for me to post on Patreon. There's obviously downsides to it, but I don't think they outweigh the upsides of what it allows me to do. So I would love to like have a combined package with the people who are on NFL right now can get the first 2 months or first month of NBA for free. I literally can't. Like that's the issue. I can't. All right, please share. You would pick the Packers game. Please share how you watch accelerated films. Hopefully that watch. I just showed you. I just showed you on the screen. So hopefully if you're listening, you could check the replay once it's up. All right. Thank you. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Best of luck tonight. If somebody wins the whole $400,000 by yourself, that's absolutely fantastic. Let me know. So peace out. Peace out. Peace out.